Are they also kidnapped? Right, thank you. Yes, this teacher. Where are you? What is you? Huh? Are you angry with me? You don't like coming here? No? Can you please? I like to be with you. Good, you're good. Okay. Okay. Be there. All right. This time cigarette karo, nahi little bit. What do you say? No. Okay. Italian. Parliamo italiano? Chi di voi potete parlare italiano? Okay. Solo ciao bello non basta, sì. Ma dai, ok. Okay, so are you refreshed? Okay? Are you refreshed? Or no? No? Okay. You want me to continue or not? Yes. Give me a C in Italiano. C. Okay. Good. So we are moving on. Now listen. All what we are doing with that sad incident, right? We remember that boy who hanged himself, okay? And then we discovered that there are three things which really missed in him. We don't know the other around him. We don't know, but we know that he didn't have the courage to face life, because life is worth living. I said, in any circumstances, any problem you have, first you live. You live with it. You face it. That's called courage, right? He didn't have the courage to face life. Yes, of course he had a problem. We don't know. But he didn't face life, okay? That's number one. And then we said, and I said, he didn't have the humility. For what? He did not have the humility to accept that God has given me life, and He is the author of life, and I just cannot do what I want. You know the problem that most of the youth have? We think what we think is correct. We never think normally that we can go. I know you are a bit different because you are 20 now, but you know, these guys are just 18s. When you are young, you think you are always correct. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Okay. Most of you, almost in every, occasion, you seem to think, because I did the same, right? I did the same. I thought what I'm thinking is right. But only to get to know that I'm wrong. First of all, you all have a problem with your parents. I know that. How do I know that? No one eavesdropped on me. But I know why. Because there's a universal problem once again. The continuous tug of war between the parents and the children when they are teenagers. Don't you have that? I know you are afraid to say that in public, but I know you have a problem with your parents, isn't it? Give me a yes, I don't look at them. Yeah. You have it, you are great than others, you had the power to speak out. You all have got problems with your parents. I know that. Now let's be serious. You all tend to think what you think is always correct. Let me tell you something. There was this child who wanted to to ride a motor bicycle. You know, in Sri Lanka, it's kind of a symbol of youthfulness. I don't know here, but in Sri Lanka, yes. Even here, right? Right? Having a, kind of a colorful motorbike. Okay. So I knew this family. And the father was telling me that he is always asking for this. How old was he? He is 17. By law, he cannot ride a bicycle on the road. Then I said, no, don't give him a bike. Wait till the age, the age is correct. Yes, of course, yes. To tell the long story, to make the long story short, his argument was, if you love me, if you really, this is his argument to his parents, if you love me, if you think that you love me, you have got to prove me. And if you don't do this, okay, if you are not going to do this, believe me, this is what he said, I'm going to kill myself. Once again, a foolishness. Okay? He did kill himself. Not before the bike, after the bike, with an accident. People often think when they are young, they are correct the way you think. How this psychology takes place. I came across a beautiful paper cutting. This is in Sinhala. Those who can read, just read it. Those who cannot, I am going to translate it. When I was at the age of 5, listen to me, okay? Those who cannot, or those who don't want to read, just listen to me, okay? This is very serious. When I was 5, I thought my daddy knows everything in the world. Everything under the sun, my daddy knows. How old was I? I was just 5. When I was 6, I just started my schooling. Well, not that my father knows everything under the sun. He knows everything. He changed. He knows. I also know. He knows. When I was 8, I thought, hey, maybe my daddy doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know, huh? When I was 10, I thought to myself, come on, that fellow doesn't know. He doesn't know. How old was he? I was 10. My father doesn't know. He doesn't. When I was 12, in singer it goes nice, you know. He's half, how to say? Half mad. He's stupid. He's just stupid, forget about it. And when I was 14, I thought to myself, just don't give a, no, excuse me, I don't give a damn thing to my father's matter. Because if you don't say that way, you don't understand the feeling. That was your feeling, right? That is your feeling. There were moments at least that you thought about your dad like that. Don't tell me no. You are laughing. When I was 18, very serious. When I was 18, some of you are 18. I don't know, but Father, he doesn't understand our youthful ideas. You know? There's a generation gap. They don't know. When I was 21, I told myself, you are just coming to that age. I think he's going mad. Right? How to translate it correctly?
What, 18?
No, 21. He's talking nonsense, exactly. He's talking nonsense. When I was 23, now, the change comes. When I was 23, I have decided, okay, that's it. But my language is more polished now, more kind of okay, because I'm no more teenage. So, but I hold on to that. I know for sure my father does not know. Full stop. And when I was 25, now I have a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, I have a fiancé, I'm just about to marry. I can feel the problems that are coming. I just feel, the challenges ahead of me. I thought to myself, when I was 25, probably he knows a bit, about life. Probably he knows. When I was 30, now I am married. I have one small child, beautiful, and my father has become a grandfather. I thought to myself, I think I should ask my daddy how to face this situation. I think I should consult him and ask him, how did you do this particular thing when you were at my age? I have a child now. My wife is saying, do this, do that. You have to, pay the bills. You have to go there. You have to buy Come on, Daddy. How did you manage all that when we were young? I want to ask him, When I was 40, now I am the father of a son who is 15, 16, of a girl who is, in her teenage, and her life is changing. She doesn't understand me the way she understood me earlier. He doesn't love me the way he loves. She is going away from the family setup a little bit more now, and I feel the tension. My dad is now 60 years old. He's, just on the couch reading the paper. But I just want to go and ask him, oh, Daddy, I'm now tired of my life. How did you face all this? I just want to be with you and just give me a direction. When I was 45, my dad is really old now. I have a young girl who is to be married. I have a boy who is already thinking of going to this particular job, but we don't agree with him. We don't agree with her so much because I can see he is heading to a danger. I feel that she is doing something wrong, but she doesn't listen to me. There is a gap now. She doesn't understand that I love her. I just want to go and tell my father, Daddy, all what you told me when I was 20 is correct. I thought you are rubbish, but I know. And when I was 50, my dad is dead and gone. My son is married, my daughter is married. They have their own life now. Maybe I'm alone with my wife, maybe I'm in an elder's home. Once in a way they give a call, ask, oh Daddy, how are you? But I feel some loneliness. Oh Daddy, I want to cry. I just want to tell you, Daddy, I just feel I want to be with you. But you are not there. The way we are thinking of our parents, it's changing. I'll tell you my own story. A one episode of my own story I'm going to tell you. There was this day, I was in a bus with him, and I was very tired. I was about your age, 15, 16. We went to Colombo. We are a little away from Colombo, about 15 kilometers, let's say. You know, in Sri Lanka, going to Colombo and coming back to your own village is really a tedious, tiresome journey. I was really tired. So I got in from the behind door, and then he from the center. So we were little distance apart from each other, but we could see each other. Someone got up, rather he stood up to get down from the bus, and then there was this chair vacant. I sat down. Nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong. I sat down. I was tired. When we got down from the bus, he blamed me, blackguarded me like anything. He said, "You fool. You're just 15, you're just 16. Why do you want to sit?" I was tired. What are you talking? Didn't you see that old lady beside you? Didn't you see that just behind you there was another woman who was carrying a little baby? Come on, my dear son. What's wrong? I was tired. I have the right. What right? My son, right is something, but you also need to have a sensitive heart. And we came back home arguing, and I never understood what my father said. I knew that I was correct, right? I have the right to sit down. This is right now happening to me, the way I look at life. Now my father is no more. He died 6 years ago after 9 months of my ordination to priesthood. I really regret that I argued with him that day. I really feel if my dad were here today, I really want to go and tell him, "Dad, I know what you said was correct." You need to have the humility to accept the things that you don't feel like accepting. But if you know that there's wisdom in it, you just give it a chance, Give your parents a chance. Probably they are correct. And most probably, I tell you, they are correct. When did your mother begin to love you, according to you? When? When you were born? When did your father begin to love you? When he found out that my mother was. So we have two answers. When did your father, your mother begin to love you? At your birth? When you were born? Yes or no? No. Then when? When you were conceived. Because if they did not begin to love you when you were conceived, you wouldn't be here. Right? Do you know how many abortions take place in the world today? You know the so-called Buddhist country, Sri Lanka, how many abortions take place per day? More than 1,500 it seems. And these are reported, not, these are many, there are many unreported, right? You would have been aborted. Aren't you? You would have been aborted. You would have been aborted, right? Aren't you? But don't say me no. If your parents decided to do so, you wouldn't be here. Don't frown at me. Why were you born? Because your parents decided we are not going to abort. We are going to give this child birth. That was the moment they begin to love you. When did you begin to love your mother and father? When you were? Sorry. When you knew them. When did you know them? When I ask the question, when did you begin to love your parents? It's not that, every child wants the warmth, the security of the mother and the father. But it was not consciously, right? It was not conscious because it was natural. That was God's plan, it's natural that the tendency to go towards the mother and father, right? But when did you consciously begin to love your mother? This is my mother. When did you begin to consciously love your father? This is my father. I should. To make the things short, I accept your answer, but I want to go ahead, dear. You began to love your dad's father and mother at least when you were 5 years old. That's the time you begin to know that I'm supposed to love them, right? There's a huge gap between your love to the parents and parents' love to you, at least 5 years and 9 months. When I say 9 months, you know why, right? Okay. The period you were in the mother's womb, we saw the picture. Accepting that fact is the beginning of humility. Without my parents, I am nobody. I'll tell you a story. Once again, a real story. And I am ashamed to say this because you will understand why. We have an orphanage run from our congregation in Maggona, a place called Maggona in Sri Lanka. We have an orphanage, okay? In this orphanage, who are there? The orphans, right? So I was a young brother, not yet a priest. We were given an assignment to go to this our own orphanage and to speak to some of these kids and to write a report on them. That was the assignment. So as a young brother, I was full of energy and enthusiasm. I pick this child and after dinner, shall we go for a walk? Yes. What's your name? I forget. Let's say Nisal. Okay, Nisal. From where are you? Because I asked from where are you because even an orphan comes from somewhere. So he has either grandparent or someone, right? So he has a place. So from where are you? What's your village? Hospital, father. What? Hospital, brother. No, please stop joking, right? I asked you a question because I had to write a report on you. This is my assignment. What's your village? I can't say a village. Then I thought this is something serious. We sat down. I said, okay, tell you a story. When I was born, my mother has left me in the hospital and she has gone away, right? So it seems a lady doctor, adopted or adapted? Adapted me. Adopted, okay? Adopted me. And, but they had other children. So when I was small, she had kept me inside the hospital, and the nurses who are taking, turns, shifts, right? The night shift and the day shift So she was the head of this particular ward, and she had the right, or she had the way to do it. I was always